Today, at a speech at Stanford University here in California, President Barack Obama announced a number of new initiatives to help secure the nation's cyber networks. The president came to Silicon Valley to call for greater information sharing between both the private sector and the government. The government has certain capabilities, the private sector has certain information, and if you combine the two, we can better address cyber threats as a country. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the speech.
This cyber world is sort of the wild, wild west. And to some degree, we're asked to be the sheriff. When something like Sony happens, people want to know, what can government do about this? If information is being shared by terrorists in the cyber world, an attack happens, people want to know, are there ways of stopping that from happening? We all know what we need to do. We have to build stronger defenses and disrupt more attacks. We have to make cyberspace safer. We have to improve cooperation across the board. And by the way, this is not just here in America, but internationally. That's one thing I want to emphasize. This is not a Democratic issue or a Republican issue. This is not a liberal or conservative issue. Everybody's online and everybody's vulnerable. Grappling with how government protects the American people from adverse events, while at the same time making sure the government itself is not abusing its capabilities, is hard.
Now, the president's EO, or executive order, only has so much purview. A bill from Congress would have more. However, the president did call for a set of voluntary standards to be created to set guidelines for how to share private information with the government. The information will flow both ways, however. President Obama called on it to become easier to share classified information that may be pertinent to private corporations in a quick fashion so they can more easily adapt to cyber threats as they happen. That matters because the NSA and other government intelligence groups may have access to better threat data than private corporations, and therefore they can help these companies better secure themselves and protect consumer privacy. Most importantly, the president's comments today do set a tone for legislation to come out of Congress on the issue of cybersecurity. Now, we've tried this a bunch of times in Congress, it's failed a bunch of times, but there could be maybe this year, actual progress.